Jai Ganaraya Shri Ganaraya Pati Papa Moria 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 Ganpati Bappa Moria 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 Papa Moria Ashtavinayak Vigna Vinashak Ashtavinayak Vigna Vinashak Ashtavinayak Vigna Vinashak Ashtavinayak Vigna Vinashak अष्टविनायक विघ्न विनाशक गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया अष्टविनायक विघ्न विनाशक गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया 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 गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया मोरिया गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया जय गणराया श्री गणराया जय गणराया श्री गणराया जय गणराया श्री गणराया गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया जय गणराया गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया
Hari Om, everyone. Welcome to the second last day of this yajna. I'd like to introduce to you Vikash. Vikash is our Vice President, so he'll make the announcements.
Hari Om, welcome. Just a couple quick announcements before we get started. So tonight's sponsors, we have three generous sponsors for tonight, Baljit and Geeta Bawa. We also have Nina and Vijay Devan. And we also have Manu and Meera Gandhi. So if I could invite the sponsors to come up and light a lamp. Geeta ji, Baljit ji, and Goody ji. I don't see Goody. Vinod, I think you're on duty. Unless Goody's here. And Nina and Vijay Devan are not here. So when Swami ji can light for them. Thank you.
Okay. So it's once else. Just. Oh, ultimate. That's it. No fruit. Show me instead. Oh, well, you no fruit. No fruit.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So we'll start with our program for tonight. Thank you.
Om. 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 Sahana vavatu sahano bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. We saw in the last session, Mahatmas also live in the same world where you and I live, and they also engage in this world, but what identification they have is called bhadita ahankara, falsified ego. Because any action take place only when you identify with a cause, with an objective, with an intent. If I'm here talking, the object is to convey some knowledge, and you are here with an intent to listen to something. And if you go back home, as a parent, you have to do something. As a husband, you have to do something. As a wife, you have to do something. These are all identifications. Identification means you assuming a role. This assuming a role includes responsibilities. That's why many of the youngsters, they don't want to assume any role. No responsibilities they want. No commitments. So when you assume a role you play in your family or a society, and that assuming a role comes with responsibilities. In the same way, a Mahatma who lives has to assume a role. It can be maybe just a teacher. And then as a teacher, then obviously he has a responsibility of teaching or maintaining an ashrama, a place of dwelling, place where people come and learn. So if a person who is even enlightened but has a responsibility of running an ashram, then there are people to interact with, opinions to listen to and take decisions. Some decisions may be right for everybody, and some people think that it is not right. So then you say, see, that Mahatma has got ego also. Obviously, when you're operating in this world, there is some kind of decisions and discriminations are there. But that Mahatma in him, his own mind, there is no feeling of bad about somebody criticizing his. or someone who's praising and glorifying what he or she does. And that is what happens to us. And we keep people who are praising us, uh, respecting us closer to ourselves, and those who are ridiculing or disrespecting far away from us. And that is the normal ego. That's what we call normal ego. Whereas a Mahatma does not do that. He denies both criticism and glory, praise. Janakripa naishturyam utsrujyatam. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says. Jananam kripa tata naishturyam, criticism, utsrujyatam. Leave away. The moment you identify with any one of this, you're taking sides. And such a person cannot be a Mahatma. Why? Because his mind is now oscillating, taking sides, like something, does not like something, favor something, not favor somebody else, keeping those who are praising closer, those who do not far away. Then he is like anybody else. But from the standpoint of the people who do not understand this, they say, oh, he's like anybody else. If you ask a Mahatma, do you like this? No, I don't like this. He's also saying likes and dislikes. It doesn't suit his body. So we have seen in Gurudev, he doesn't like eggplant. See, he also has got likes and dislikes. So only when one understands the nature of the knowledge which the Mahatma possesses, then one really knows why he or she behaves in that way. And nothing remains, as Gurudev would say, nothing remains in the mind of a Mahatma with respect to the world when he ends the day, or when he is himself in some solitude or in samadhi. It is like you would say, like a mirror. In front of the mirror you stand, it will reflect you. When you move away, there is nothing. In the same way, in the Mahatma's mind, when he is with the people, he is with the people. When the people are gone, he is by himself, completely free of everything. So that is called Badita Ahankar. So that is why it is said in the verse number 15, we read already. Ahankarastu dvivito bandharupascha muktidaha Pujyabhavasmaniha Pustyabhavachatmaniha Karta Bhokta Sabandakaha. When a person has the notion that I am the doer, notion that I am the enjoyer, then such ahankar is bandakaha, meaning bandhanasya karanam, bandhanam karoti. That binds you. No karta will be there without the intention of being a bhokta. Without the enjoyership, there is no doership. Unless I have a particular result which I would like to experience, you will not undertake the action. So what comes first? What comes first? Enjoyership comes. I want to enjoy. That thought comes. Then only you make the modak. Modak is made and it is given to the Bhagavan. And by the time you came after doing some puja and come back, not even one piece is there. You get very frustrated. And next time you keep some modak inside, only few of them are here. Because then you will not be deprived, and then you can go back and have it. Always the enjoyership is what makes the doership possible. But the interesting fact is, action comes before the result. See, think about the logic here. Wanting to enjoy is what makes you engage in action. But always the result comes after the action. Simple logic that you understand. Now, therefore, even the enjoyership is predominantly in your mind, which has propelled you to act. While acting, what will you be thinking? What you will be thinking? When do I get it? When do I? Because that is the intent of your work. When do I get the result? When do I get the result? When do I get the result? Because the very propelling intention with which you did the action is to enjoy the result. Since the result is going to come after the action, the distance between the action and the result, you would like to reduce it as much as possible. Because as soon as I finish the action, I would like to enjoy the result. I don't want to wait. And please follow my logic here. Therefore, a people engage in kamya karma, meaning kama, the desire to engage in that result, engage or enjoy the result, is the predominant force with which that person is engaging in action. Therefore, any action that can give me immediate result is what I do. If you tell your children to study, after 12 years of study, after 3-4 years of university, after the specialization, only I can start earning money. Can I go to McDonald's for work? Why? Why? I want the result right there. I want to earn money right now. As soon as I'm ready to work, I will work. Why? I want to go and then spend my money and then wherever I want to eat and I go to vacation. So any kamya karma drives you to do that quickly because you want immediate result. Whereas the rituals that are prescribed in the Vedas are those which you do, and the result is when? After your death. So therefore, we'll do it if we want. Unless the world or the family forces, you won't do it. Why? It is not a visible result. You don't even know what the heaven means. Right? So Bhagavan Krishna also made that clear. Kartavyam karma kuru. Do the actions which are you are supposed to do, na kamyam. Do not engage only in those actions which would give you the result that you seek. Engage in those actions whose results may not even be there. There is no result at all. But you should do. Now, those who are traditionally trained will understand this. In our tradition, Hindu tradition, there are certain prescriptions that are given to the person. Like Sandhya Vandanadi Karma. That is 3 times you have to worship sun. Morning at the time of rise, evening at the time of sunset, and the middle of the day. These are all called Vihita Karma, which is considered as Kartavya by a person. These karmas don't have results. Will you do it? So the question is, why should I do it? If there is no result, will you do an action? You will consider that as the last possible thing. Okay, if I don't have anything else to do, I'll do it. Like volunteering. Isn't that true? Why do you volunteer? That is called volunteering. Whenever I get a time, if I feel like doing so, I will do it. Kartavya karmani, kartavya karma does not have a result. Kartavya karmanaha phalam na asti. There is no result for a kartavya karma. Then akarane phalamasti. Meaning if you don't do, there is a result. Oh, this is very peculiar. So the boy went to school and said, teacher, will you punish me for a thing I didn't do? Will you punish me for a thing I did not do? No, I didn't do the homework. Obviously, the teacher will punish him. Why? You didn't do the homework. So, homework is a kartavya karma of that boy. Doing has no result. Not doing has a result. Isn't it? Kartavya karmanasya phalam, karmanaha phalam, chitta shuddhihi. Purity of mind is the result of kartavya karma. And it is not a visible result. It is not that I take the table and put it from here to there. It is, you can see a visible result, right? That is, the table is not here, and therefore the place is available for people to sit down, and then I put it there. So the result is visible. Or put a seed in the backyard, and after some time the plant comes and gives me fruits or flowers. Visible result. Kartavya karma has no such results. But if you don't do it, there is a result. What? Manashuddhi doesn't take place. Purity of mind does not take place. That is the visible result. And that is the reason why it is prescribed action. In prescribed action, you should not look for results. Bhagavan Krishna tells Arjuna, it is your duty to fight. Don't ask what do I get out of it. It is your duty. You have to do it because you are a Kshatriya. To stand for the dharma and do your duty of fighting is a requirement, not a choice. If you think you have a choice, you are mistaking it. Because Arjuna thought there is a choice. There is no choice for you. As he said that even if you do not do and go to remain in solitude, your mind will taunt you. Or you didn't do it. If you're a self-conscious person, you will be tortured by your own mind for abandoning your kartavya karma. Tasmat asaktada sadatam karyam karma samachara. Asakto hi acharan karma paramapnodi purushaha. If you detachedly perform your kartavya karma, the result is what? Paramapnodi. You will reach the highest goal. So coming back to this point here, bhokta karta. Karta bhokta sabandhaka. Because our actions are meant with an intention to enjoy, therefore, this very ahankar with which you do will bind you. Karma will never bind you. Your attitude binds you. Karma bandhana, when it said, karma na bandhanam karoti. Your ahankar with which you do the karma will be the bondage. But on the other hand, instead of, what is choice? Ahankar with the karta bhokta idea. When you do it, it is bondage. Ahankar with attitude of offering to the Lord become the gateway to liberation. Therefore, he says, Ishwarasya dasoham na paresham kadachana madiritam mochayati kamana karma bandhanat. Kamana karma bandhanat mochayati. Muktim karoti. It will release you. When? Ishwarasya dasaha aham. मैं ईश्वर का दास हूं, सर्वेंट ऑफ द लॉर्ड, न परेशान kadachana. At no time I am anybody else's servant. I am not doing anything for the sake of, I'm being directed by somebody else, not for the sake of somebody else, for no other purpose. I am here to do my action because I am the servant of the Lord. Ishwarasya dasoham na paresham kadachana. Ittam matihi. In this kind of a mind, mochayati. That releases you. If you are thinking that you are doing for someone, even for your own personal gratification, that very thought that I want to enjoy, I am doing it for this purpose of enjoyment, will hold you back. That is Ishwararpidam na ichchayakridam chitta shodakam mukti sadakam. The mind becomes free of entanglements. Because any action performed with the expectation of results from outside, that very expectation is the bondage. When you go to your friend's marriage and you are giving a gift, then when your marriage takes place, if he doesn't come, don't you think that you feel bad about it? I came and gave you a very precious gift. Now when you are coming, you're not even attending my marriage. One person went to his friend, sorry, I couldn't come to your marriage, so I couldn't give you any gift. Next time I'll do. So the moment even when we are giving gift also, we have an attachment to the gift as well. After I give it to you after 2 days, what did you do with that? Which one? Which I gave you? Oh, I gave it to somebody else. I gave it to you and you gave it to somebody else. That means what? Even after giving, we never give up. If you are giving to the Bhagavan, it is not for any reciprocation, please. It is gratitude. Bhagavan itna diya mujhe. So many things he has given me. How many ever I give to him, it is not sufficient. So, Ishwarasya dasaha aham. I am the servant of the Lord. I am so grateful to him all the time. Na paresham, not anybody else's. Kadachan at any time. Madiritham, this kind of an attitude. Mochayati. From what? Kama karma bandhanat. So, even as a Mahatma who works in this world with this understanding will be very much working like anybody else. Day and night he will work. But his mind is not entangled with any one of those. That's why Bhagavan Krishna says that Joshayet sarva karmani vidwan yukta samacharan. Even though the Mahatma works with other people who are so attached to their work, name, fame, etc., he will work with them shoulder to shoulder. At the same time, his mind is free. And others may not understand. They may think he is also working out of his passion or attachment to things. So here Krishna also cautions such a possibility, and therefore he says, Na buddhi bedam janayet ajnanam karma sanginam. Do not unsettle the mind of those people who are ignorant and they are all attached to their work, and they will work out of attachment. You work out of detachment. That is the major difference between how a Mahatma works in this world and how you and I work. He will work, finish, and out. He will not even turn back and look at what happened. Because he has done his best, he has no doubt in his mind, he doesn't wait for the result. I've done my best. Whatever has to happen according to Lord's wish, let it be so. I'm done. We don't do that. We cannot. We are so attached. Even the child goes to university, every day you call. Did you eat when you're hungry? Oh, that boy wonders, oh, when I'm hungry, I have to eat. I didn't know. My mother has to tell me that. When you are driving the car, look at the road. This much is our attachment, thinking that that fellow is an absolute idiot, fool. I have to tell him everything. And so much of, if it is your own son and daughter, it is okay, Baba. But to dog and cat, invited bondage, not happened, invited. I cannot go to India. Why? I couldn't go to India to see my dad. पिता माता को नहीं देखा, कोविड हो गया ना, पिता माता को नहीं. अभी क्या हुआ? सो कोविड समय में मैंने कुत्ता को लिया, कुत्ता लिया, मैं पिता को छोड़ दिया. क्या करें? Why invite new bondage? ईश्वरस्य दासः अहम् न कदाचन परेषाम्. So, see, at least some part of our daily life we should do exclusively for the Lord, not for anybody else. At least start there. When you're sitting for puja or upasana, daily puja when you're doing, or some mantra japa or some spiritual such practice you do, not for anything else, only to show my gratitude to the Lord. I want nothing out of it. Na kinchit vanchami. I want nothing out of it. I will do because I'm grateful to Him. Once you start doing that part of your life every day, then you realize how much indebted you are, each one of us are to Him. And then slowly increase that same attitude in all actions you perform. And see the joy of that. And there is no real disturbance that come out of that action because you expect nothing. When you expect nothing, how will you be disappointed? Gurudev used to say, disappointment comes to only those who have appointments. I have no appointment with the future. Then how will you disappoint me? See, very often what happens is, many people think, Swamiji, my people around me, either husband, wife, or family members, or at work also, they expect a lot from me. They expect a lot from me. And if I don't fulfill that, they will feel bad. I am feeling bad. So how do I make sure that I don't disappoint people around me? Often that comes, right? I always feel obliged. I always feel that I have to live up to the expectation of all others around me. Simple question is, do you know what they expect out of you? Do you know? So one person said to his employee, I'm very disappointed from you. I never expected this from you. So the headman turned around and said, please write down what you expect out of me first. Before you tell me that I'm disappointing you. What is my job profile? Tell me that. I will definitely do it. But if you expect something which I don't even know, you tell me what you expect out of me. Very often we say, I never expected this out of you. I never know that you are expecting this out of me. So when we thus engage in this world slowly, steadily, that I want nothing from the world, but I do my best, at least to start with a part of your daily life, if you are able to increase that attitude towards God and increase the same attitude towards everything that you do, you are completely relieved out of this bondage. The bondage is these expectations. Ishwarasya dasoham na paresham kadachana. Madirittam mochayati kama karma bandhanat. So, this is ahankara of two types. Bandakaha, ahankara, which is bandakaha, ahankara is mochakaha. Mochanam karoti is mochakaha, not modakaha. Now you're thinking about modak only. Modanam karoti is modaka. That's what the idea is. That which gives you delight is called modak, modaka. So now if ego is that which is of two types, if earlier also he said, na dehaham, na buddhihaham, na manaham, if I am not the buddhi or manaha or senses, who am I then? See, when I'm studying in the school or when I was in the university, nobody had told me that I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect, I'm not the ego. Nobody told. Because around me, all of them had the same idea only. Either they identified with the body or their mind or whatever. So I have moved with people who are all of that. And so I never thought otherwise. Once Gurudev was asked by a person, Swamiji, I have been seeing you, and around you there are many people hanging around, and they are all so much egoistic, full of ego. My Gurudev, you don't even come near. Something like that, they own you. They're full of ego. How do you tolerate them? He said, can a doctor ever complain about patients? Always patients. What to do? Oh, what else you do? If you're a doctor, you will have patients only. Now can you ever say, I'm very bored of all these patients? Then you are not a doctor then. So he said as a reply to him, their people are around me only to get rid of their ahankar, so therefore I have to tolerate that. If you're already gotten rid of their ego, why should they be there with me? If there is no sickness, why should they go to the doctor then? So I look at it from that angle that I'm here to help them. Therefore, they are of that kind. Once they are free of that, they will know they don't need me anymore. So therefore, a teacher has to clearly give that understanding that what you are holding on as you is not you. So therefore, dehadipya upadipya paratma binna eva saha Satchidananda Rupoyam Brahma Rupa Sanatanaha. To start with, always indicate the unseen as different from seen. If I am already know something, I know, but no teacher needs to tell me this. What I do not see right now, what I don't understand right now, the teacher has to teach me, introduce that to me. When you send the children to school, they are learning something which they don't know, right? If they already know, why should the teacher be there? Here also, dehadibhya, upadibhya, vilakshanaha, binnaha, paratma. The self which you are is different from body, etc. They are all upadis. Upadis means those which are considered to be the matter vestures, so to say. Dehadibhya upadibhya paratma binna evasa. Binna means different. And what is its nature? Sat Chit Ananda Rupa Ayam. This is of the nature of pure existence, consciousness, and bliss, which is not the nature of body. Body is not sat, meaning it is always subject to change and death. So it cannot be sat. It is by itself is inert, therefore it is not chit. And it by itself it is not ananda. It has to get something to become ananda. Therefore it is not ananda. But on the other hand, what you are really is Satchidananda Rupoyam Brahma Rupa. And it is Sanatana, eternal, everlasting, unending, no beginning. That is what you are. Now, this comes as an information to the student first, because he never had been introduced to this before. So he says, is there something like that at all? Or it's just an hypothesis, a belief, make-believe thing? Is it really there, or you are telling me something which it's not true, or which is not possible to achieve? Now, one simple logic will show you that it is true. I'll ask you this question. Who here wants to die right now? What you all want is deathlessness. Isn't that true? And that's why some people, Swamiji, if I die also next birth, what will happen? They want next birth. And if I say after death, you are not coming back. Oh my God. So what am I will be then later on? So every one of us, the deepest desire is what? Not to die. So who are you? Sat. What your deepest desire is Brahman. Who wants to be unhappy right now? Raise your hand. I can give you plenty of that. Nobody wants to be unhappy. So what is that you are seeking at the deepest desire is what? Anand. Everlasting joy. Is it not? So who are you? Sat. I want to remain all the time. Anand. I want to remain in bliss all the time. Okay. Is it not true that you have this ananda during the sleep? Why not you go to sleep? No, I want to become consciously happy, right? Even though at the end of the sleep, I felt that I'm so relieved, peaceful, but that ananda is unconsciously happy. You come to post-mortem only you do. So at that time when I was sleeping, I was happy. But if only I can get that happiness consciously, that is called chit. Therefore, I want to be everlasting. I want to be conscious. I want to be happy. So who are you? What is your deepest desire? Satchidananda. That is what you are. But so long as you think you are the body, you will not get this. So long as you think you are the mind or the intellect, you will never get it. You will never experience this. So that who you are really is what you want to be. And the deepest part of your desire is to be Brahman. Dehadibhya upadibhya paratma binna evasaha Satchidananda rupoyam Brahma rupa sanatana. So what Vedanta says is not alien to us. We are not thinking in that direction. If you start understanding, that is our deepest desire, not only yours, everybody else's, all living beings. Every one of us are working only for joy. Every one of us wants to remain as long as possible, and our joy also to be consciously experienced. Let us say you are sleeping with your mouth open. Some people do that. And put rasgulla there. You ate also. And then next day morning, what happened to the rasagola which I kept it in the fridge? One rasagola I kept. Where is it? You ate. When? When you're sleeping. Why did you give me when you were sleeping? So even that rasagola, how will I want to eat? Consciously. You see, Ananda I have to experience consciously, not unconsciously. And pain always we want unconsciously. When the fellow puts this, or when dental thing is done, can you do the local anesthesia, please? I don't want to experience the pain consciously. Unconsciously, okay, do whatever you. And especially when you are, that wisdom is removed from you, when you become foolish, the wisdom is removed. At that time, they put local anesthesia and they remove that. And when it slowly wears away, then take painkiller. See, I don't want to ever consciously go through pain, and I want to consciously experience joy. That is called chit. So what are you? Sat, I want to exist forever. Chit, I want to be conscious. Anand, to be blissful. That is what you are. That is what is called Atma. The deepest, most deep desire of you is Brahman. So how do I reach there? How do I get that there? Jnanenetena shastrasya jagatyasmin sarvada ananda swaminas santu lokananandadayakaha yachakaha yachakaha na etena shastrasya etena jnanena. Of this shastra, Vedanta shastra, etena jnanena, by this knowledge from the shastra, jagati asmin, in this very world, sada, always or sarvada, ananda swaminaha santu, may one become the Lord of happiness, Master of happiness. May all be Lord of happiness. Na Ananda Yachaka. May people not become beggars of joy. So that's why all our names, Ishwara Ananda, Tejomaya Ananda, Chinmaya Ananda, we are supposed to be Ananda. We are not Chinmaya Dukhi, Ishwara Dukhi. Knowledge alone can give you that knowledge, happiness to you. There's no shortcut. It is not short-lived also. The Ananda should not be short-lived. Oh, I ate modak, therefore I'm happy. I saw somebody and they're happy. And I went there. These are all temporary things. That is not Ananda. They're all Sukham. Tripti. Pleasure. Ananda, on the other hand, is born out of correct knowledge and never ends. That is the reason why he says, Etena shastrasya jnanena. By this knowledge of the Shastra alone, a person can become Ananda Swaminaha. Sarvada, all the time. And where? Asmin, here in this world. If somebody says you will become blissful, grateful, joyful one after you die, what guarantee you have? What guarantee you have? Even so-called heaven, etc., may be there. But then it is not visible right now. You can't experience it right now. All rituals are for gaining punya, thereby you will be sent to heaven to enjoy everything. But there is no guarantee that you will have it right now. Only jnanam can give you the happiness right now. The correct understanding will give you that joy without any delay. Like, I often give this example that a person was sleeping in his house and suddenly in the middle of the night he heard some noise and he opened the window only to see his home next house which he owned, next property is on fire. She got alarmed. He woke up his three boys. Come on, see that fire broke out there. Let us call the brigade and then let us start some water and throw it. And come on. He woke up everybody and then started to throw water, throw sand, this, that. It's going on. But among the three boys, the one fellow was not doing anything. He was just watching. So he got very upset. The father said, what are you looking at? Come on, do it. Daddy, I have to tell you something. What is there to tell? Let's finish it. This is getting completely burned. I have to tell you something. What? Don't you remember that last week you sold this property? Yes. Let us go home. Let's sleep. Let us call the brigade whenever they want to come and let us go to sleep. Now, suddenly, all the agitation's gone. And very relaxedly, they were throwing the water and called the brigade. Why that? How did it become so relieved of it? What happened? Jnanam. This boy gave him jnanam. About what? What he forgot. That is key point here. What you have forgotten is being reminded to you. Jnanam is nakarakam. Smaranartham jnanam, na karanartham. Knowledge reminds you who you are, not makes you do anything. What you have forgotten, it reminds you. But that you don't need to do anything. While the ritual portion of Vedas are about doing, Upanishad portion is not about karma. Na karma karanam, karma karakam jnanam. It is not for the sake of you to do anything. It is only to remind you that which you have forgotten, knowing which all actions come to an end. Jnanat evadu kaivalyam. Only knowledge can give you that kaivalya sthiti, the solitude of being one with the Lord, or Brahman. So if a guru is teaching Vedanta, and if you ask him, after studying Vedanta, what should I do? You didn't learn anything then. Because all doing comes to an end. You may do out of choice, not out of compulsion. So, jnapakartam jnanam, na karakartam. To remind you. So, just like that boy, he didn't do anything. He just reminded him, right? It's not your house anymore. You sold it. You got money in the bank. Whether it is getting burnt or not, you got the money out. So, why are you bothered? Okay. Is it not Jnanam gave at once a relief? Yep. So the moment I know that Dehadipya Ubhadipya Paratma, that Supreme Self is Binna Eva, different only. Satchidananda Rupa, of the nature of pure existence and bliss and consciousness. That very knowledge at once releases you. That's what Upanishad says very clearly. When do you get that knowledge and where do you experience that relief? Ihaiva sambhavati. Ihaiva, in this very world itself. No more that you have to wait for it after death and go somewhere. Nothing. Here. At this very moment, atraiva, iha eva, asmin loke eva. Iha chedavedi dadasatyamasi nachedehavedi mahati vinashtihi. Upanishad very clearly says, if you don't achieve it here, it is really a tragedy. If you achieve it here, that is the greatest joy. If you understand it right now, then it is proven to be true and real. Nached iha avedi. If you don't realize it here, mahati vinashtihi. Great indeed is this loss. And having born as a human being, we have the choice, we have the opportunity, we have the ability to learn this right now and be free. That's why Gurudev used to say, Bhagavad Gita is for the living, not for the dead. After a person died, we start chanting Bhagavad Gita for that person. That fellow is gone. For the departing soul, Bhagavad Gita. Why it is about living, not for the one who is dead. Some people ask, Swamiji, is it that it is said when you have Mahabharata at home, book, you will start fighting with your brother and cousins, etc. So traditionally, people don't keep Mahabharata at home, the book. What a foolish thought, because Mahabharata contains so much of knowledge, wisdom. So I said, if that is the case, don't keep Ramayana at home. Your wife will be kidnapped. Then Zala said, is it? Is it so? You want is so eager. Is it? That will happen? Bunch of foolishness. And so people keep Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, etc. No. Oh, open करके पढ़ो. By doing puja to it, nothing will happen. You mean that knowledge will transfer to your head by doing puja to it? Jnana, therefore, jnanena etena shastrasya. By this knowledge alone, asmin very world, in this very world itself, Ananda Swaminaha Santu, may one become a very lord of happiness. Na Ananda Yachaka Santu. May they not be beggars of this happiness. In this world, we are all beggars of happiness. Please give me happiness. Please give me happiness. We are just asking for happiness from everyone. And invariably, nobody has it. They are also equally beggar. One beggar was sitting and outside the temple, and a very rich man came in a car, and he started going into the temple. So the beggar said, give me some alms. Wait, I'll go into the temple and come back and give it to you. Okay, he went inside. When he came back, the beggar asked, why you didn't give me when you're going? No, I went inside to ask Bhagavan to give me more money so that I can give it to you. Then he said, you don't need to do that. I'll go directly. You are also beggar. I'm also beggar. You came in a car as a beggar. I'm sitting outside as a beggar. That's the difference. So let us not be beggars of joy. Let us be givers of joy. And I can give only when I have. And this knowledge alone can give that joy. Then you will become giver of joy. You're a master of joy. Ananda Swamin you become. Ishwara Sarva Bhutanam Sarvada Hridi Vartate Tadantaryami Rupena Sarva Bhuta Suhrutaya. Why we say that therefore one can achieve that greatest happiness through knowledge here and now is because the very embodiment of bliss is sitting in your heart. Ishwaraha sarvabhutanam sarvada hridi vartate. The Lord is sitting in your own heart all the time, in everybody's heart. Sarvabhutanam hridaye sada vartate. And those who know can alone discover not only in themselves, but in others too. So when we do namaskar as a tradition, what it means is the Bhagavan who is sitting in my heart and Bhagavan sitting in your heart are one and the same. Physically, we are not one and the same. My mind is not your mind. My buddhi is not your buddhi. My experience is not yours. My knowledge is not yours. My body is not yours. But myself is you. So there is oneness between you and me. To that Lord is my namaskar. I'm not doing namaskar to your body or to your mind or to your education or knowledge. I am saluting to that Lord who is in my heart, in your heart, which is one. So sarvabhutanam hridaye ekah ishwarah sada vartate. In what form? Antaryami rupena. Antaryami rupena vartate. Meaning he remains as the inner controller of everything. Yami means yamanam karodi. One who yamayati, controls. Antaryami rupena. Sarvabhuta suhruttaya, as the friend of everyone, as one who brings the welfare of everyone. This is the vision of Vedanta, that all beings are equally blessed by the same Lord. And only one who has discovered him in his own heart will be able to see that in everyone. So when we are ignorant of that, we treat others as only human beings or physical beings. When we realize that what is in me is in all, then thereafter such a person will not treat anybody as high or low, dear or far, favorable, unfavorable, hate or lust or greed, nothing. They will see all of them as nothing but the mirror reflection of one. Such a person cannot but love everyone, right? I'll give you a simple example. When there is a group picture, it is taken after this talk, let us say, and then it is sent to you all in the WhatsApp. In the WhatsApp picture of the group picture, whom do you look for first? In that picture, your picture is not, you are not there. Why? What do you want to look for? What are you looking for? Either you or somebody whom you love. Let us say your children are performing on the stage. 1 hour your child is performing on the stage. Maybe there are 10 children, but where is mine? Why? Because you love your child and therefore you look for that only. Similarly, a Mahatma who is in love with the Bhagavan, what does he look for in others? He would not bother about how you look. Like a child, when it comes home with all the dirt, etc., the mother would not mind embracing her because the child is important, not how he looks. Isn't it? And some people, the dog, that fellow has eaten everything and everything on the road. When you take it for a walk, he is always interested in go to the side and then something. And that fellow comes, oh, Narayana. I just out of love. You think about it, but out of love only you are kissing that one. Ishvara, when you know you are in love with that Lord, then what will you look in others? Sarvabhutanam hridaye sada tishtadi vartade. Ishvara, Sarvabhuta Hrid, one who is the greatest friend of all. Sarvabhuta Suhruttaya Antaryami Rupena, as the indwelling presence. So the very nature of Ishvara is not an externally controlling person. He is internally making you do what you need to do. As an individual, he is impeller of you from within. The whole shift of attention, because most of the other religions would say God is controlling from us from outside. Vedanta says no, he is controlling from within. Within you, in a fire, as the fire, in the water or the rain, in that form of the rain. That's why Bhagavan what he says in Gita. Rasohamapsu kaunteya prabhasmi sasi suryayoho. I am the taste in the water. I am the light in the sun and the moon. I am the heat in the fire. I am the movement in the air. I am the seed of all plants. I am the strength in a valorous person. I am the beauty of a beautiful person. I am the roar of the lion. I am the chirp of the bird. Where am I? Antaryami Rupena. So when a person of such knowledge, when he hears the roar of the lion or the chirping of the bird, Bhagavan, see how he is doing? So many beautiful creation, every flower representing his presence. Every tree is because of him. Every moment of the earth, the air is because of him. Therefore, such a person will live in such an ecstasy of being one with the Lord. That's why his Ananda has no end. It is said that very often Gurudev used to say, Swami Tapovanam, when he would, just walk in the Himalayas, he would suddenly stop. With just a flock of birds going, he will go into meditation. And our Swamiji at that time, when he was just a student, what did he look in that he went into meditation? There's only flower, the birds are flying. What is that we see? The birds are flying. But in that very moment of the birds, he sees the hand of the Lord. So such Mahatmas will go into the deep samadhi by very thought of the Lord. Samoyam sarva bhuteshu nishpaksho jalamegavat tameva sharanam gatva shanti mapnodi manavah. Ayam Ishwaraha samaha sarva bhutesh. This Lord is the same in all living beings. As Bhagavan Krishna says, Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshosti na priyaha. I do not hate anyone. I do not favor anyone. I'm same. My name is Sama. So even if he's there as same in all, why is that he's not available to us all the time? He's not that he's not available, we are not available. We are so busy with other things. Even though he's very much available anytime you want, but we are busy. And so Krishna says in Gita that if those who come closer to me see me clearly, those who stay far away from me in their mind will be deprived of my presence or deprived of my grace, blessings. Not that I don't give it to them, but they are not ready to receive. They have closed their doors. See, sunlight is outside, and if you have a room fully closed, no windows or no doors are open, whose problem is that there? The moment you open the door, the sun is just waiting outside to get into you. Is it not? In the same way, of course, in Canada, it's not all the time, but come to California, anytime sun, sunny. So, sir, that's why people say, no, to me, California, Swamiji, you don't know. You don't have season. Here we have fall season, winter season, spring season, summer. You don't have season. What do you mean? We don't have season. We see sun. All the time we see sun. What do you say that we have no season? Anyway, that's a pun in the word. Samaha ayam. It is the same. Sarvabhuteshu. Not only human, in all living beings. Even dead or otherwise. Today morning we discussed on that. Even jada vastu abhi. Even in those inert things also, his presence is there. That is why Prahalad, when he was asked this question by his father, where is your Lord Narayana you are talking about? Where is he? Show me. He says, in you, in me, in everyone. Is he there in this pillar? Of course he's there. He'll kick the pillar, Bhagavan will come out. See, in human or living being, you can understand, but even in the inert one, he is there. So, sarvabhuteshu sarvavas nishpakshaha, without taking any side. Like what? Jalamegavat. That cloud that carries the rainwater would not discriminate. It will pour down. When it pours down, it is for everyone. Isn't it? When it comes to downpour, it will not pour only to certain people. It will downpour for everyone. In the same way, nishpakshaha, with no any disparity, no partiality, sarva bhuteshu samaha ayam. Therefore, tam eva sharanam gaccha. To that Lord alone you should surrender. And that surrender results in shanti mapnoti manavaha. Only then you really gain the true peace. Peace is not something somebody can give you. You have to claim it. Shanti de do, Bhagavan, Shanti de do. Bhagavan will say, first of all, leave your individuality and you will get immediately at that moment itself is peace. Very often people ask me, Swamiji, how do I get peace of mind? I said, don't keep your mind in pieces. Then if you keep your mind in pieces, you will not get peace of mind. Only pieces of mind you get. What is peace of mind? Let us understand what is peace of mind. The Shanti word comes from Sham. Sham is quiet. Sham is mental rest. Sham. Shankaraha is Shankaraha. Who is Shankaraha? Shamkaro the Shankaraha. He quietens your mind. And he himself is the very embodiment of that Shanti, is it not? He is peacefully sitting in meditation. What is that? In fact, the Bija mantra of Shiva is Sham. Shambho. Sham. So one who gains that peace of mind, and that peace of mind means what? Quietude of the mind, Shamkaraha, one who makes your mind able to reach its own inner quietude is Bhagavan Shankara. And that quietude of the mind is called Shanti. If you understand that, how can I make my mind quiet? 3 methods are there. 1, go to sleep. Very easy. Right? Every day we do that. But that doesn't last long and it is temporary. You know that, and you can never always remain in that state, though you would like to, but you cannot. Second is, I'll tell you, second is very interesting one. Once I was giving a lecture in a Humboldt University, which is closer to our PSC ashram in the northern side, about meditation. And after that, I came out. So one young man came to me and said, "Sir, you're talking about meditation, where your mind has to become quiet and peaceful. And have you achieved that peaceful mind all the time?" I said, "I attempt. Many times I do able to, but not all the time. I'll give you a method." And he picked out one packet. I said, "I'm done. I don't want to talk to you anymore." That is the second method. External substance. Spirituality in powder form available to you. So external substance, whether it's alcohol or any drug, etc., that also can quieten the mind from all agitation. But then again, it's temporary and addictive. Then afterwards, you cannot live without it. The third one is to know that you are not your mind. Knowledge. Where you realize that any thought, which is mind, is nothing but thought. The thought that arises in your mind is not you. Because I do not distinguish myself or differentiate myself, or I cannot see myself different from my thought, I think the thought is me, or thought has to be acted on. And every thought that arises, making me go here, there, do that and this, that I have never find any moment of peace, because my mind is constantly in momentum. Once you start practicing that, this thought that arises in my mind is something which I can look, which I can watch, and I can discard. Bhagavan Shankara Krishna says in Gita, Shanaihi uparamet buddhya dhritigrihitaya atma samstam manakritva na kinchitapi chintayet. And understanding, not it doesn't happen suddenly. Shanai, slowly, slowly. Uparamit, withdraw your identification with the thought. Buddhya, with the correct knowledge. Vridigrihidya, with the determination. Then where do you withdraw into? Atma samstam. Stay in your real understanding of the self. Manakrutva, having made your mind remain there, na kinchitapi chintaye. Then no thought would arise. Allow no thoughts. And that will, when you start practicing, it is not sleep. It is not a quietude born out of external substance. It is on choice, and you do it whenever you want. Then such a person alone, shanti mapnoti. That shanti is sanatana shanti, ananta shanti. That is what shanti that you can claim anytime you want. It is available to you anywhere. And therefore, the knowledge should be, I would say, practiced, but more than practiced, it should be understood first. And once the understanding has taken place deeply in you, it is easy to falsify your thoughts or let go your thoughts without any regret, without any feeling that you are doing something wrong to yourself. No, you're actually saving yourself. Ishware chadirikta me ma bhuyat kamana kada. Eshaamatirhi bhaktasya sharanagatirichyate. You cannot avoid thoughts. When it arises, you can only watch and let go, but it will come again. According to our Purvakrita karma, or the vasanas and impressions that we have got of so many lives, definitely the thoughts would come. You cannot escape it. But you have a choice of owning it or discarding it. Mm. So, a person who has realized his innermost nature as the pure self, which is full of bliss, does he become a burden to the society, remaining only in solitude and never doing anything to the world? No. He will roll up his sleeves and work, and every work that he would do, Ishvara Icha, the Lord's will. Ishvara Icha Atirikta, other than the Lord's wish. Atirikta means other than, different from. Different from Ishvara Icha, me kamana kada na bhuyat. May there be no other personal desire in my life. Me ma bhuyat kamana kada. Kada means no time. Ma kada means no at no time. Kamana bhuyat. May there be a personal desire here. So every thought that arises, ask this question: is it selfish or selfless? If it is selfless, roll up your sleeves and start working. If it is selfish, let go. This is a training that you give to the mind. That's why I said it is not an action, it is an attention. As a thought arises, will you sit for me, my pleasure, my joy, my name and fame? Is my ego wanting this? No. Do it. Ishvara Icha it is. Other than that, Ishvara Icha Adirikta me ma bhuyat kamana kada yesha matihi. This kind of correct understanding, he, bhaktasya, of a devotee, is called Sharanagati. This is called surrender. Many people think surrender means fall, dandavat pranam, or roll. No, rolling on the ground. ये सब करने से कुछ नहीं होता है. Shave the head. No. If it is a correct understanding, I want to lose my identity, therefore I want to shave my head because I am nobody in this world. I am only Bhagavan's devotee. Why do I care about how I look? Then, yes. But on the other hand, if you are doing it because everybody says so, or by physically torturing your body, Bhagavan will be happy. No, you are only torturing him. And some people take the thing and they put there also. And then putting this here through that, it comes out of, and blood coming out and walking on a fire. Why are you torturing the body? Bhagavan inside will be really unhappy about this. I have given this physical body for you to do the best to the world. Why are you persecuting that? Instead, make sure that your physical body is healthy and enough to work in this world. We want to accomplish what the Lord wants you to do. In fact, Gurudev was asked this question. Somebody asked him, Swamiji, Shankaracharya, he was walking to places. 3 times we walked from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, but you are going in the flight. Gurudev said, if he had the flight at that time, he would have done the same thing. The purpose is to reach maximum number of people, not walking. Is it the Shankaracharya's purpose of going places is for what? Exercise walking? Do you think that's what he wanted to do? Walking is not the purpose. To reach the people, to teach them. And if he had got an opportunity to go faster, he would have gone. That's what I'm doing. A shift of attention. You must understand. Oh, Shankaracharya walks. He goes by flight. What kind of a person is this? So the focus must be clear. Why am I doing all this so-called persecution of the body? Is it going to help me to keep my attention on the Lord? To love Him? To love Him, His presence in me as well as in others? Very often you find such priests who are worshipping the Lord, they come out with Rudravatar. Having done the puja, they have become intolerably angry. Love the Lord. Don't be afraid of Him. Don't persecute the body. Esha madihi. This mind, what? Ishvara icha adirikta may ma bhuyat kamana kada. May there be no other desire other than what the Bhagavan wants. Esha madihi. This kind of the mind is of the bhaktasya sharanagati. That is called sharanagati. That is what is called true surrender. The surrender is not a mere physical, falling at the feet of the Lord and all sort of, tapas people do in the name of the Lord. In the process, they forget what is the final purpose. Brahmana sarva bhutani pradibhanti stitani cha tasminneva layam yanti sarva vedanta nischayah. Now comes the last part where Vedanta clearly says, even though I have explained to you about what one should do while living in this world, now I'll tell you how everything is depending upon or supported by the Brahman alone, the Supreme alone. Until now, you talked about Ishwara connected to the world. Now he goes to the Brahman. So it is Brahman playing the role of a creator of the universe, sustainer of the universe, dissolver of the universe. You understand it is only one, then Ishvara is understood to be Brahman only. Brahmanaha of a Brahman, Sarvabhutani Pradibhanti. All living beings are Sarvabhutani, appear or come to be born out of him only. Brahmanaha Pradibhanti. Stitani, they remain in him. Tasminneva layam yanti. To him alone it goes back. Iti Vedanta Nishtitaha. This is the Vedantic understanding. So, a person who gains the correct knowledge, even though he works in this world, serving everyone, interacting with all with the attitude of love for the Lord, but he knows all are born out of one, remains in him, goes back to him only. Oneself and everything else. So when people ask Swamiji, when my dear somebody died, somebody had disappeared, even though young, what happens? They go into Brahman only. Because the origin is that, and they go back to that only. On the way towards Brahman, they may get distracted somewhere else and then do something else. It is like I always give the example. Let us say rain is pouring down on the hills, and many streams come out of it. Some of them go towards directly to the become a river and go to the ocean. While reaching to the ocean, obviously they serve the people all around before reaching the ocean, right? Some of them, they become slowly they come out, and because of the heat of the sun, dry up and then disappear there itself. Some of them, they become small ponds. They never reach the ocean. Is it not? You've seen that. In the same way, even though the various creation, also various beings are there, some of them, they know the purpose. Therefore, like river, they proceed and reach there quickly while serving others on the way. Some of them get stuck like the pond. They are there, but then become very germinator of all the worms and etc. And then finally they get heated up by the sun. Again, they have a chance to go become a rainwater and come down. Again, they have a choice of what? To go as a river or get stuck as a pond. And some of them, as they come down, they disappear. As they come out, they disappear. Only to become a groundwater, again becoming heated up and then go back to become the rain and come down another chance. This is called birth and death cycle. Based upon the momentum of that water, so will be the destination reached. The river has a momentum. Therefore, it can take it all the way up to the ocean. Some of them lose their momentum on the way because of the desire, etc. They stuck in the world. And some of them have no momentum at all. As soon as they're born, damal, they've gone inside. Thereafter, again, they have to remain the groundwater for a long time, part of the other the part of the ocean, or go to in a part of the groundwater, again get heated up again to become rain, and then come down. In the same way, the jivas are all originally born from the same place. Brahmanaha sarvabhutanam pradibhanti stitani. Tasminneva layam yanti. To him alone, it goes back. Sarva Vedanta Nishchita. This is the declaration of the Vedanta. So nobody is away from Brahman. It is only the degree of distance created by the mind. When I don't realize my own true nature, the Adhara, Adhisthana is Brahman. It will take a long time for me to reach it. That's why Upanishad said, Taddure, Tatu Antike. It is too far. At the same time, it is too close. It's not contradiction. The one who knows, for him, it is closest is Brahman. For the one who does not know, it is too far away. Let's see more of it in the last portion tomorrow, concluding part. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkhabhat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Knowledge is always free. Nobody can put a tag on the value of knowledge. Our rishis and munis never gave knowledge for a fee, knowledge for no $500 per session. No. To stand upside down, you have to pay $500 also some places. No, there is no real money involved or value for knowledge. You know why? Because it is valueless. Valueless is the knowledge. But then too, the means and channels with which we convey this knowledge require various other resources. A place to conduct such programs, or an organization to do that, or because I'm coming from LA to here, and different other Swamijis coming from different places to reach and convey the knowledge. So those are all the required resources. So therefore, any offering that you make as Guru Dakshina is not for the knowledge, but for the resources that are meant to convey this knowledge. And also at the same time, it is a gratitude that you show for the knowledge that is received. So it's called Guru Dakshina, not Dhanam. Guru Dhan a Dakshina. A Dakshina means here an act of gratitude. So tomorrow when you come, you can offer the Guru Dakshina, not to me, but for the Guru Parampara. the lineage of teachers who made this knowledge available to us. Think about if Shankara was not there, or Vyasa Maharishi was not there, Taponji was not there, or Gurudev was not there. Where would we be gaining this knowledge from? This is Sadashiva Samarambham, from the Lord himself, Shankaracharya, Vyasa and Shankaracharya and many other masters. Finally, it has reached us. And this conveying of the knowledge is a tradition. So that whole tradition is the offering. So you put your name, address, email, in the telephone number to reach you. The receipt has to be given to you for that. So tomorrow when you come, you can offer. There's no compulsion. But if you have received the knowledge and they benefited out of it, then you can very well offer. Thank you. Hari Om.
Thank you, Swamiji. So just as Swamiji did not walk from Los Angeles to Toronto, he flew because they're in a modern age. Your Guru Dakshina offering also does not have to be on paper. You don't have to write a check anymore. There's this barcode there, or the QR code. There's also QR codes on the back of many of the seats. Just use your phone. It's very easy to do. And I know our treasurer, Sunilji, really prefers that method. So he'll give it 2 thumbs up as well. Swamiji, did you have another announcement to make about a compassion and contentment?
Compassion
and contentment?
So compassion. Okay, so we have. I am doing the podcast on meditation, 15 minutes every day, week. So that is available in Spotify. So you can take your phone and scan that if you want to. Otherwise, this can be sent to you as well. If you want to directly scan it, you can do that. This is one of the first episode I spoke, and it's basically, it is called Chinmaya Mind. Chinmaya Mind is 12 episodes, 12 months, CHINMAYAMIND. So each letter is indicating one value. C is compassion, H is humility, I is intelligence, N is nobility, M is mindfulness, A is awareness, like that. Y is yoga and things like that. So Chinmaya Mind, 12 of them. So each month, one value is taken, and every week there will be a talk on that particular value. So first one was compassion and how the compassion and contentment go together. So that is the first topic. So we started in somewhere in the end of July. So already we have got July 1, and then August 4, 5, and then September another 4. So you must be already uploaded 10 of them. And every Sunday you get a new one. So this is Spotify. Thank you.
Also very modern. Acha. A few announcements. Ganesh Chaturthi. We've been celebrating it all week. And the last few celebrations, tomorrow, Friday, 6:45 p.m. Then on Saturday, 7:45 a.m. So in the morning on Saturday, 7:45 a.m. And then finally, Visarjan, Ganesh Visarjan is on Sunday at 11:40 a.m. That's Ganesh Puja. Next one, Balvihar. I'm sure everybody here knows about Balvihar, but maybe if you have friends or family that don't know about it, please do tell them about it if they have young children. We accept children from ages 1.5 years all the way up to 18. It's a wonderful program. My children went through it and we benefited, they benefited, so it's all good. Lastly, teacher training. So Swamiji has kindly agreed to provide teacher training for Balvihar. Now, this isn't restricted only to actual teachers. If you're a parent and you want to learn how you can learn some of these values, you're more than welcome. What I would say, though, if you are considering becoming a teacher, it is really a wonderful experience. I did it for many years. Especially when my children were young, it was a good way to practice on other people's children before I had to deal with my own. So if you are a young parent and you want to practice on other people's children, this is a good way of doing it. So this is on Saturday from 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. and everybody is welcome. That's it. Thank you very much, Sanji. We'll see everybody tomorrow night. Hari Om.